Alright, what is up guys, Wunzy back here. So this is going to be an update video post-Karazhan of what's up with Demon Hunters, if anything changed, and a little more what to do single target rotations, priorities with your abilities. It's just going to be like another guide video, it's going to be a little more advanced than the basic one. If you didn't already look at the basic video, go back and check out the videos that I have. I have like a breakdown it a little bit more. This is going to be a little more quick paced and just kind of, if you already kind of know what you're doing, you're going to know what I'm talking about. So just an update too, I have been updating in the past almost 2 weeks because I've been moving. I am now situated and good to go. So this character has an item level of 869 with the equipped items right now. With a maximum of 871, I can achieve 871 by switching out my trinkets and one of my rings. But right now I like the way this goes. This, the Anger Boda trinket out of Mauve Souls, I almost called it Tringer, is so... to me, it's still a very underrated trinket, but it's on a lot of people's radar. And this Arcano Crystal out of Withered Gem, if you did get this, there's a lot of mixed reviews on how good that trinket is. I think it's very good. Demon Hunters are one of those classes that that they have a stat priority, but they benefit from each stat pretty equally. Not equally, but they, you don't avoid one stat like the Plague. So that Arcano Crystal is actually a lot better than it seems on the surface. And the Anger Boda trinket, I think, might actually be better than the Chaos Talisman that a lot of people consider to be one of the best in slot trinkets for Demon Hunters. Now, as far as gear and stuff goes, I still believe it's crit verse, crit haste is what you want on pretty much everything. I have a few crit mastery pieces and whatnot. I will be putting my armory down below. I still cannot replace my shoulders and I cannot replace my neck piece. I don't know what to do about that. I can't get those things to drop. As far as rings go, I split it in half. I have one crit haste ring and one crit versatility ring. I have the Nethendra ring, the grubby ring, and then I have the legendary ring that is, it's the legendary ring. As far as the artifact weapon goes, I believe it's the same way to go. I go to Inner Demons first, which is your left golden ability. I work my way around the bottom to there. Then I go to the top to get the I-beam one, and then I'm going to get the Fury of the Illidari last, the Fury of Illidari buff last because of the nerf in the prior updating patch for Demon Hunters. I still believe it's the last one to go with as of recently. As far as what you're looking for in your relics, because I was asked that quite a bit, the Chaos Strike critical damage relic is the one you really want. If you can get triple and all that, plus going full into that, that is a ton of damage from your critical strikes from Chaos Strike. But the other ones you can look for, if you can get triple Metamorphosis cooldown reduction, that's really, really good. The I-beam one's not bad. The Demon's Bite one's not bad. That's all. Those are all very viable relic slots that you can get for those. The magical damage reduction one's okay. But it's not ideal. That does remind me with Chaos Strike critical damage. While I was gone, I was on the subreddit and the forums and stuff, and I saw a forum post about a guy saying that Chaos Strike critical hits no longer apply to the offhand as well, that you no longer get a guaranteed crit. That seems to be completely untrue. I don't know if any of you guys saw that. I believe people sniffed it out as a troll post right away, but if any of you guys are still confused about that, that seems to be completely false. As far as talents go, it's still the same top to bottom as from the last video. The only difference is I can actually let you guys know with Nemesis and Momentum, there are a few fights now that I've been able to do them week in and week out where Nemesis will beat Momentum in certain fights and certain engagement types. Nethendra and Ursoc are two fights that Nemesis I am seeing bigger numbers out of than I am out of Momentum. A fight that is a strict single target fight seems to benefit a lot more with Nemesis, whereas fights with adds, clearly Momentum is the way to go because you can apply Momentum and then apply that buff to hit everything around you. So pretty much everything outside of Nethendra and Ursoc is what you want Momentum for in the Emerald Nightmare. But for Nethendra and Ursoc, if you wanted to switch your stats out, you go Nemesis. It's not a huge DPS loss to go Momentum. And for some people, it's not a DPS loss at all. But managing your momentum is pretty important. So if you want to keep momentum, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people like Fell Barrage at 110. I am more of a Chaos Blades kind of guy. I believe Chaos Blades is the better one. It's only a 2-minute cooldown. You can use it in trash pulls, if you time your stuff correctly. Fell Barrage just does not fit with my playstyle. I believe that's more a playstyle talent. You're gonna have people that say you gotta go with this one, you gotta go with this one. I'm not gonna tell you that. I would say try both of them, see if you like it, see if the way you like the way it plays, and then go with that. Like some people like Prepared at 100 to me, that's a playstyle one as well. And I just prefer Demon Blades over Prepared just in pretty much every situation. So as far as rotation goes, your main priority for the ability that you are looking for is going to be Chaos Strike. This is something I did not get to in the last video. Now, I'm not going to go over gemming and enchanting and all that stuff again. That is all on the last video that I did, which you can find in the channel. So if you aren't already subbed or you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. I could put a link down below, and I will be putting my armory down below as well. And this is going to be an example of me. This is a mythic, me getting my attunement for Karazhan, because like I said, I haven't been on for a while with the whole move, and I was taking care of that and trying to get my attunement out of the way. So again, you want to keep your momentum up as much as you can while you're feeding your rotation. That is something that I need to work on for the most part. I'm typically pretty good of staying out of mechanics for the most part. I was a bit rusty here, but keeping up your momentum is important. The one thing that I'm very bad at, and you could see it, is trying to keep bloodlet up as much as possible. That's something I need to work on right now. I have about a 92% uptime with that. I want it to be up at 95%. It doesn't sound like I'm that far off, but you know, that percentage is, each percentage is damage that you're losing. So you want to try to keep bloodlet up as much as possible. If you're spec'd into that, which should be what you're spec'd into, it's one of your best single target and AoE abilities. So it kind of gives you more to do. So you don't want to be using your Throw Glaive over your Chaos Strike too much, because when Chaos Strike starts training, meaning when you get your crits, you know, it lowers the fury cost of your next one. So if you can keep chaining them, it's really crazy, but you also don't want to not be using your Throw Glaives on them. So your Throw Glaive kind of becomes a filler move, and something that you use in between if you don't have the fury, all that stuff. Now, a big thing too, guys, is you need to be using your interrupts as a demon hunter, because if you successfully interrupt a spellcast, you get 20 fury, which results in a just direct DPS increase for you. Another question I get, they ask about Vengeful Retreat and Fell Rushing In. I believe that is perfectly fine. Vengeful Retreating and Fell Rushing In, after testing with it, people say Fell Rushing straight through and then turning around to re-engage is the best way to do it. That depends on the fight. If it's a big character model fight, sure. If it's a smaller character model fight, you don't want to do that, because you're going to Fell Rush too far. You have to turn around, and you're actually going to miss more attacks than just Vengeful Retreating out and Fell Rushing back in. You're not wasting any momentum, and to me, it just seems like it's the better way to go. Now, I-Beam is another question as well. You want to pretty much use I-Beam on cooldown as best you can. It is a big fury dump, but it is worth it. But you got to be conscious of where you I-Beam, because again, you can't move. See, I almost got hit by an orb there because of my I-Beam. So it's one of those conscious moves. It's not really a high risk move, because I was gonna say it's a high risk, high reward move, but it is a big payoff ability for you. So that's gonna pretty much be it for this video, guys. For future videos, I know everything that I do for the most part is user requested, and you guys want to see stuff. If you guys want to see stuff, feel free to let me know, and I can break it down. So we are still at 9 classes to 110. I still have to work on the Shaman, who's 108. And then I have the Priest, and I have the Death Knight after that. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. So I will be doing a video, like I said, ranking my favorite class / spec to level from 100 to 110, what I thought was the easiest. And there's going to be ways that I judge it, and I will say that in the video. If, like, for instance, Discipline Priest, Holy Priest, that's not going to be on there, but Shadow Priest will be on the list. But if I didn't level as a spec, it's not going to be in the list. So I hope to catch you guys at that video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys at the next one.